Hi, it's Artie from Brown by Herbs. I wanted to talk to you today about Lobelia for my building my Materia Medica. So you have some resource for learning about herbs. And Lobelia is an herb that was traditionally used for smoking cessation. It has the effect of it interacts with the same neuroreceptors as nicotine, so it makes your brain think that you have had nicotine and it is non-addictive. So if you have those nicotine cravings, you can smoke Lobelia. I would recommend doing it in my Take It Easy blend because I've put in other herbs in there to help protect your lungs and to help relax you from those withdrawal symptoms from nicotine. And occasionally, a bit unpredictably, Lobelia can cause nausea and vomiting. I put in catnip in there so that you're not likely to have that experience. And I've never had anyone say that they've experienced nausea or vomiting from the Take It Easies. I had like the most mild nausea after using Take It Easy for months because Lobelia has another use, and that is asymmetrical whiplash. So if I myself and other people I've suggested it to have tried the Take It Easy for headaches related to whiplash, or could be any kind of neck related headache, like if you slept funny on your neck, woke up with a headache. And a lot of people have found success with that, and that's really fun because that can be very hard to deal with if you're having those headaches after a car accident or something like that, and they're chronic and nothing's really working. If it works for that, it should work. Smoked Lobelia should work within about 30 seconds to a minute. So if you're smoking it and it's not working, then just skip it. You can also drink Take It Easy or Lobelia as a tea. You can take Lobelia as a tincture, and that can have the same help in terms of your neuroreceptors and your nicotine fixes. And for the headaches, just smoking it is faster. Of course, you want to balance out the not do that too much for the sake of your lungs. And obviously, if you have a smoking habit, then it's helpful to have a cigarette because it gets that oral fixation and like habit taken care of, so you're not wishing for that as you take these like nice herbal teas that are more gentle on you. So yeah, the main things I would think of Lobelia for is the nicotine cravings, then asthma. It's really good for asthmatic spasms of the lungs, and that can help even in the early stages of like pneumonia and lung infections. Before you get congested, Lobelia can help remove fever and like lung spasms and lung difficulties. So if you have experience with that, I'd love to hear about it. Once there's congestion in there, it's not going to be a good enough fit for you. So, but that's good to know though if you have early symptoms of a lung infection. Cutie's really into Lobelia, so he wanted to be here for this. Anyway, okay, so with the nausea, some people actually use Lobelia like if it's a bit unpredictable, like I said, but it can be useful if you're having nausea and your body kind of like needs a prompt to decide whether it wants to throw up or let it or keep it down. And Lobelia can give it that prompt. So you could use it like that if you're feeling sick to your stomach. Also, it's one that you want to be cautious with during pregnancy. I would not use it during pregnancy, personally. It is what I've read about Lobelia is that it's similar to the nausea thing, where if you have a pregnancy and it's a good one to keep, then Lobelia wouldn't cause you to abort it. But then if it's one that's not good to keep, it might cause you to abort it. That could, who knows how reputable that source was, but that sounds like it could be a very accurate description of the plant's action, but it could also involve some like superstition about stuff. But Lobelia is kind of an erratic plant, and even with the same person, it can have different effects. So I feel like it kind of if it's kind of almost seems Uranian to me, like the planet Uranus and its actions, which are very erratic. So it's like if you're already having like kind of erratic spasms, or the definitely helpful for the nicotine stuff. But if you're already having spasm, it's like cool with that. It knows how to deal with it. And the asthma, especially if you have asthma related to tobacco smoke exposure, lobelia, it's really good for that. And if you have, some people quit smoking tobacco and they don't feel good afterwards. They just never feel quite right. Lobelia is also supposed to be great for that. So it's a really great friend to people who are trying to remove tobacco from their life. But yeah, for other purposes, it can be a bit unpredictable. Although I did find it quite reliable for maybe 3 or 4 months for those, for post motor vehicle accident headaches for myself. If you try it for that, I would love to hear that feedback, whether it worked or not, just to get a better perspective on like a greater number of people. So I think that's it for lobelia. I would recommend it for tobacco cessation and withdrawal symptoms. I would recommend it for headaches. You could do, and I have had people drink the Take It Easy as a tea for that, but it's going to work faster if you don't digest it if you smoke it. So it just depends on, also that's a convenience measure. And you could do a tincture too. You could have a tincture in your purse if you have those headaches, and you could try it like that. There are a few other herbs in the Take It Easy blend that are also helpful for headaches. So it might work better to have all of them than just the lobelia. And then if you have a stomach flu and you have it on hand and you're not sure which way to go, you could try it for that. If you are getting a respiratory illness, you have a fever and you're not congested, I would try it for that. There's a lot, I have some videos on YouTube about other respiratory herbs that are really helpful. I'm a former asthmatic, so I know a lot about them. And also doing all these smoking blends, I want to include as many lung herbs as possible to help you, so that we're not leaving a big footprint on your lungs. And then be very careful if you are pregnant or think you might be pregnant with lobelia, because I wouldn't trust lobelia to be respectful of that pregnancy at all. So that's lobelia.